Alright, hello everyone, welcome back to a brand new video of Just Another Guy on the Internet. And in today's Minecraft map review, we're going to be reviewing the RMS Atlantic made by Alexius. And yeah, so here we have another White Star liner. This ship was the second of the Oceanic class. Not the Oceanic that we explored in the first review. This is actually the original Oceanic class from the 1870s. Hence why it looks, pretty old. You got a ton of rigging and even sails. So, yeah. Not a lot of people know about this ship. It did gain a little bit in popularity, um, because of Titanic and Honor and Glory making a couple videos on it. They put out a documentary and even real-time sinking. So, but like before then and probably still now, it's not as famous as, other ship disasters like, Titanic, and Lusitania. So yeah, but I'm not really here to talk about the actual story, you can check those videos out if you want to. I pretty much in these reviews just talk about the actual design and construction. So, yeah. Anyways, yeah, the exterior looks really good. There's a lot of detailing. I was absolutely blown away by the amount of detailing when I first downloaded it. So you can tell there's a lot of effort put into this. And, a lot of it is accurate, every single reference and source that's available was used, deck plans and, some illustrations. So, from any angle, this looks really good. It's pretty much screenshot worthy. Wherever you look at it, it looks really good. So yeah, but let's actually start checking out some of the interiors, since I always love checking out the interiors. So, and yeah, so up here, you have the bridge. Nothing too interesting about it. It's pretty small. I think, the Oceanic was one of the, Atlantic, sorry, was one of the first ships to have steam-driven helm, by steam power, so it was easier to steer. So, back here you have, I think it's like a chart room and navigation room. So, not too sure, it's not labeled. Right behind that is the Saloon class entrance. There's only two classes on the ship. There's Saloon class, which is pretty much like first class, and then Steerage, which is third class. There's no second class. That wouldn't come until the Teutonic and Majestic. I know the Adriatic of the Oceanic class did later receive a second class accommodation and a refit. So yeah, but like the actual original built ships to have second class was Teutonic and Majestic. And you also have the captain, so you kind of have like a little study area, and then the bedroom. There's no private bathroom, so. And that's pretty much it. That's all up here. You have some lifeboats. Bunch of lifeboats for the superstructure. You do also have some on the separate deck houses. So yeah, you have the funnel. It looks really small. So yeah, you have a lot of vents. What is this? Is this I'm not sure what this is. But here's the engine hatch. And you have like these walkways that connect all of the deck houses. So, and then yeah, that's really not much up here, just the roofs of the deck houses. And yeah, so let's go down to the boat deck, it's actually called. I also hear it being referred to as the Hurricane deck. Oh yeah, and also here is where the compass platform is. So, oh yeah, masts and everything. Where's the lookout? Oh yeah, so here's the crow's nest here. Not sure how you're supposed to get up to it. So yeah, now you have the forecastle, which, later ships of White Star Line would have this design, kind of like the curved, kind of this like curved deck. Not sure if there's a term for that, but I know some of the German liners had this, and like later White Star Line ships, like the from like the 1880s, Teutonic, Majestic. Actually, no, Majestic didn't have this. Only Teutonic did. But like the Coptic and Doric, had this design. So third class. Oh my God, what am I saying? White Star like to organize their third class. So at the very front here at the bow, you have single men and groups of men. And then midships, you have families and married couples. And at the stern, you have single women or groups of women. So, yeah, but you have these entrances down on the main deck and the tween deck. So, but up here is just the entrances and also some lavatories. Over here are the officers. So, they're down here. On Teutonic and Majestic, I know they were here, but they actually got their own separate deck house. But not here, So, you have the first officer and second officer, just to get an idea of what these look like. You also have some lavatories, of course. So yeah, more single-man entrances we'll be getting to shortly. And right in front of the single-man accommodation is crew. So, as with most ships, you have crew at the front. And you have a little bit of storage at the very, very front. So, yeah, and also there's no electricity, for like actual lighting. It's just these oil lamps. So, yeah, you have, more crew entrances. So, yeah, you have officers. You have the mast, and you have cargo hatch, pretty self-explanatory. So, and yeah, toilets, pretty essential. Cargo hatches, walkways, And yeah, so for the superstructures where, Saloon class was accommodated, of course you got the barriers. You also have like this little design here, which I see on other White Star liners. So just pointing it out. You also have like benches alongside. It's really nice. Atlantic was also one of the first ships to have actual promenades set aside for passengers. In the past, crew and passengers had to share the actual deck spaces. So yeah, Saloon class entrance, very nice. This is the forward staircase. This is where we were just a few minutes ago. Not sure how accurate this is. There's no actual photographs of Atlantic's interior that I know of. I know there were some illustrations of Britannic and Germanic, and they're pretty much just, larger versions of these ships. So, but forwards of that is the smoking saloon. So, little bookcase, places to sit down. And yeah. So, you have some toilets, and you also have some lockers. So, more lavatories, lockers, and you have a handful of actual staterooms. So, I didn't even know these existed. Yeah, because the deck plans that I have of Saloon class is only for the main deck and not the upper portions. So, yeah, and you also have like these light and air units, which you see on other ships. Yeah, barriers, because now we're back in steerage. We have the married couples. So yeah, the entrance for it. And some crew. Yeah, this leads to the engine casing. Yeah, the stern, actually, let's see, locker. So yeah, the stern is where the single woman and groups of women were accommodated. So, And back here you have the small little deck house. It's pretty much crew. There's like a hospital here, the butcher, a little bit of food storage area, so you got vegetables, and the ice house. For I think like refrigeration, because no refrigerators back then. And also the steering gear. So, yeah, that's the hurricane deck. Next up we have the main deck. And really that's all on the main deck is accommodation. So let's start, forwards. So yeah, anchor machinery, crew, like firemen and stuff. So they would be accommodated here. They have a staircase that leads down to the boiler rooms, which we'll be getting to shortly. So yeah, the main deck and tween deck are pretty much the same. With these watertight compartments, whatever you find on the main deck, you'll find on the tween deck for the most part. So yeah, here's the single men accommodation. This is all you get, very little privacy. You just have these dormitories, a bunch of beds and a little bit of storage, for like luggage or baggage. So yeah, you come up, you come down from the entrances and, find your bunk. Yeah, so this is pretty much just a single men accommodation. Got some watertight doors and bulkheads. Yeah, this is still single men. You also have some tables because, there's no separate dining saloon. Everything that you pretty much need is all in this one room with the lavatories, on the hurricane deck. And, yeah, so you also have these doors that connect to saloon class, so all that separates the two classes as a door. You also have the luggage room. So I know on the Oceanic class, some of the deck plans that I have, there's a mail room here, but I guess not for Atlantic. So, and back here there's some crew, but we'll be getting to that shortly. So yeah, for the main deck for Saloon class is where you'll find the dining saloon, which I think at one point was the largest room at sea at one point. So yeah, really nice room. I think there actually was like an illustration of this room. Oh yeah, and here's the hospital for steerage for the single men. And yeah, there's 2 fireplaces. So not one, but 2 fireplaces. So really grand room. Right next to that is the ladies' saloon. So the ladies also did get, their own private, space. Like the gentleman got the smoke room. Over here is the pantry that's called on the deck plans, but it's pretty much like a galley, to serve the saloon class passengers in the saloon. And there's also the bar, which is for some reason connected to the purser. So, and pretty much back here is all you'll find are more cabins for saloon class. This is typical saloon class accommodation with some baths and lavatories here and there. 4 or 2 people in one room. You also got the barber shop, of course. And yeah, and this room right here holds 8 people. So, pretty unusual there. And yeah, so here's the married couples. We're back in steerage. We got more hospital rooms. Keep the classes kind of separate for steerage. Kind of the 3 sections. Yeah, just more hospital, cargo hatches. They're all the same. Steerage accommodation. No matter if you're, if you're in a single men accommodation or families, it's the same. No special treatment. So pretty much the same. At the very back, you have a little bit of some cargo or luggage. So yeah, Yeah, so at the engine room, we'll be getting to that very shortly. So yeah, midships on the tween deck, there's some crew, so pursers and lavatories, saloon keeper, so kind of runs alongside the boiler room as well. And this is back in saloon class. So yeah, now let's check out the remaining spaces, the boiler rooms, engine rooms, cargo holds, stuff like that. So yeah, this is the fireman's staircase, which is definitely something you see on other White Star liners. Same here with the fireman's, passage, which is really long. But yeah, here we have the boiler room. And you notice that the boilers are facing, the side of the ship and not forwards or, back. So I'm assuming this is correct. Pretty interesting setup here. I would definitely like to take a look at the engineering plans. And you also have the engines, of course. So I think these are compound engines, or reciprocating engines. Definitely not an expert on like the engineering portions, so definitely not the right person to ask about that. And yeah, you just have propeller shafts and some more, cargo. Actually, only one propeller shaft, since it's single screw, just one propeller. And yeah, guys, so that was my review of the RMS Atlantic. Definitely the best one I've seen. So if you want, a really good Atlantic, just to explore, or if you're gonna use it in like a movie, definitely get this one. It's very well made, a lot of research put into it. Just make sure to credit him. So, make sure to give credit to everyone whose maps I review. And yeah, overall, really damn good ship. So, yeah, guys, that's gonna be it for this video, and I will see you in the next one. So, thank you for watching, and I'll see you then.